Good? Is it 7?
Did you create this one?
Huh?
Yeah. Then I can buy it. Right.
I'm gonna do the public hearing separately, right?
For the,
Open one, close it, open one, close it.
yes, yes.
Do it 7?
This car's 4 years old, 3 years old. Just what I got.
7? Okay. Welcome everyone to the Village of Pawling's March 20th, 2023 Village Board meeting. If you could join me with the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a motion to open the public hearing for repealing local law 10 of 2022?
So moved. I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any public comment?
Yeah, question really is, I read local law 10.
Can you identify yourself, please?
Oh, Mike Rendish, 136 East Main Street, sorry. And, you know, just, we changed a few things in the zoning code, I guess, at the time, and I wasn't able to dig deep enough to understand why are we repealing it now, 4 months after it was passed. Can we just get a high level
Fair question.
description of what's going on?
Okay, so, yeah, so that law was passed to clarify, it sounds like you read, issues related to floor area ratio, density, and the definition of a large lot.
Right.
So, shortly after it was passed, the village was the subject of an Article 78 proceeding by a party that has applied for planning board approval, and that would be the third lawsuit. And it was it was decided that it was not economical for the village to pursue that lawsuit because the things that were addressed in that law are unambiguous, and because of the dispute and because of the issues that were raised by this applicant, the village at the time thought it was prudent to make those clarifications, but it wasn't so important as to have the village spend, you know, umpteen dollars fighting it. And there'll be more to come on we feel very comfortable with the fact that we feel comfortable with the fact that the issues that have been raised are directly inconsistent with the public record of prior applications where the interpretation that the board put in place with, clarified were ones that everybody understood were the correct ones. In fact, this applicant as well. And that will, they've applied previously for approvals on this project where they made it very clear that they understood exactly what the master plan intended and what the zoning intended, and that will become very clear very soon. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Just to then make sure I follow it, back and forth, that allowed. Local law 10 came about as a result of this litigation or whatever was going on?
It was not the result of litigation, it was the result of trying to clarify issues that where people were claiming that there were questions of interpretation.
Okay.
Where they were, I was involved in the master plan process of zoning. I would, just understood what was happening, and as did a lot of other people. But more recently, 20 years have passed, and with the passage of time, people are looking at things and saying, oh, that's not, what did this really mean? And, but when you go back to, you know, the records, the village records and the like, and the planning board records, it's quite clear what everyone understood it to be, and that, you know, things like floor area ratio being calculated based on square footage of just the footprint, as opposed to the gross floor area, which is what it says even under the current law, as being the calculation. So you would calculate not just the gross, not just the footprint, but also the second floor. This applicant has taken the exact same position that the village board took when they clarified in their prior application. So and that's consistent with the other clarifications as well, where they had submitted applications where they understood that buildings were supposed to be on Route 22 and not, you know, not on East Main Street, and that East Main Street was residential, and the map that, anyway,
Okay.
so that's, yes, I hope that answers your question.
So local law 10 was intended to clarify something which in retrospect didn't need clarification?
Correct. And it was nice to have it, because, you know, people raise issues, raise questions, you know, there's nothing wrong with trying to put everybody's mind straight about what it should be.
Right.
But it wasn't worth spending, you know, umpteen dollars fighting, because there's other things going on with them, and it'll all become clear very soon.
Yeah, we wanted to save the taxpayers money in fighting something like that.
Yeah.
Also, we recently received the $100,000 to begin the comp plan review and, you know, updating of the comprehensive plan. So,
Okay.
Once we make the selection of a consultant, then we'll be starting that process. And I think a lot of clarity will be brought to it at that time.
Okay. That's good. Sounds very governmenty.
It's a good question, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved. Second?
All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Aye. We're gonna wanna do
Yeah, I'm gonna do the other one. Oh, do
the
you
seeker,
want?
we wanna do the seeker review of that local law.
Oh, I was gonna wait after the second one.
Well,
Do it now?
Okay, whatever you, that's.
No, I just was trying to get through the two
No,
public
no,
hearings
whatever,
first.
yeah, no, that's fine, however you wanna do it.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so can I get a motion to open the public hearing for local law 2 of 2023, authorizing municipal cooperation agreement for the establishment of the joint ethics board?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any questions or comments regarding this? Okay, hearing none, can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved. Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So for the first one, the local law 1 of 2023. Can I get a motion?
Can I
So-
just-
Oh,
We wanna go through the seeker process first, and just, is that okay?
yeah, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say that it was deemed unlisted action.
Oh, okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's deemed unlisted action for, under seeker, and no significant adverse impacts on the environment, and therefore the environmental impact statement need not be prepared, and a negative declaration therefore issued. Can I get a motion?
Before you do that, just to, yeah, I mean, just to clarify the record on that, again, it pertains to the question that was asked about the purpose of this, and in light of the fact that it's not changing the status quo, it is a clarification, what there really can't be any significant environmental impact, in my opinion. I mean, you could go, we have prepared and I assume everyone's looked at the short form EAF that was submitted and the different environmental issues that were covered. And, you know, I think it would be reasonable for you to conclude that based on the premise behind the law, that it's a, you know, a reasonable finding, and you're taking a hard look and you're saying, you know, that, just like you said, that it's not gonna have that kind of an impact, so. And that's stated in the part 3 as the rationale for that, for your consideration, of course, so.
Okay, so can I get a motion to accept that, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 And just to clarify, there is a resolution to, to adopt, to
Yeah.
declare the negative
That's
deck, so you're passing that resolution.
Yeah, I just passed
Yep.
the negative
Yep.
declaration resolution, and now I'm gonna ask for a vote to, is that all I did, or I have to,
You're good, yep.
I have to pass the next resolution though?
Yes, just to pass the repeal itself.
Okay,
Yep.
so can I get a motion to pass the resolution for the appeal?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, so can I get a motion to pass the resolution, okay, sorry, getting confused. All right, so local law 2 of 2023, the intermunicipal agreement with the Joint Ethics Board through seeker review was determined to be a type 2 and no further compliance for seeker is necessary. I get a motion to approve the type 2 seeker determination.
So moved.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And this is a three-parter. All right. So now I need a motion to pass local law number 1, local law number 2 of 2023.
That's the authorizing municipal cooperation agreement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Establishment of the Joint Ethics,
Yes.
Joint Ethics Board. I'll make that motion.
And I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now I need to pass the resolution authorizing for my signature on the intermunicipal agreement.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so now we have approval of EFC, reallocation of funds for the EFC project 16741 Umshide Wells. Dan?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. You have in your package a letter from Labella requesting a reassignment of previously approved budgets to Labella to perform the work. As it stands now, there's a little bit of surplus in the basic service part of our contract, but I'm running short on the construction admin for the Umshide well field because the construction period has gone significantly longer than originally anticipated, and it continues because of the shortage of electrical parts. So this is not asking for any new money or additional money. It's just asking to reassign money from one part of our budget to another.
Okay, does anybody have any questions regarding that?
No.
No.
All right, then I get a motion to approve this.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
And don't go away, you're up again.
Okay.
All right, so you want to discuss the new water rates?
Yes, thank you. You have in your package proposed water rates that Municipal Solutions and the village and Labella have been working on for about a year and a half. We feel that rate schedule is fair and equitable in the way it collects money to pay the bills for the water supply. And we're recommending that you publish that schedule on your website so that the public can see it. And we're also recommending that you schedule a hearing for your A meeting in April. I would prefer the first meeting, but that's certainly up to you, where you can hear the public speak about those rates. I don't characterize this as an increase or a decrease. It's basically taking a system that and making it fairer to all users. And I hope on review everybody will agree with that.
Anybody have any questions? questions?
Yeah, yeah, I know we've talked about it quite a bit, so.
Yeah,
All right, do I have to do a motion? Or no, I did just. Okay, so can I get a motion to set the, public hearing for our next meeting of April 3rd?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Dan, I just have one question. Would you be providing another presentation, or would we be putting your presentation up on our website, or?
I think it would be a good thing to put the presentation on the website. I can't be there on the night of the 3rd. So I can't give a presentation that night. I certainly can be on the phone to answer any questions that the public might have about the rate schedule.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we have two Village Green Assembly event permits to approve. One, if I could get a motion for the Eastern Duchess Roadrunners Club.
so moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 And we have another assembly permit for the Harlem Valley Car Club.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, we have two Metro North Treasury report. We have, so I can, as presented, we have the January 31st, 2023 and the February 28th, 2023. I get a motion to accept the treasurer's reports as presented.
So moved.
No second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Got one bullet at the top, Woody.
I'm sorry?
We just skipped over the minutes.
Oops, I skipped.
Yeah, the very first bullet.
It's been a confusing night for me, I don't know. All right, can I get a motion to approve the February 6th and the February 21st minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Dan, do you have an engineer's report?
Very briefly, the lower Baxter work commenced last week. The replacement well is being drilled this week, and we expect to have it tested by the end of the week. So that concludes my report. Thank you.
Great,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Dan.
Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you all.
Okay, before we close the meeting, I have two other things. Michael Cupe, our longtime chair of the ZBA, has resigned. And I have asked Nick Warleaf, who has been a longtime ZBA member, to step up as chair. And he has graciously accepted that. So if we could get a motion to make Nicholas Warleaf the chair of the ZBA.
So moved.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Last but not least, Jennifer, if you'd be willing to present the tentative 2023 budget to all the board members.
Sure, you can pass those three out.
Okay. So this is for the board to take a look at, and then we need to set the public hearing. So if I could get a motion to set the public hearing for April 3rd.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. Can I get a motion to close the meeting and go into open public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any public comment? Okay, hearing none, have a great night, everyone, and happy spring, first day of spring today.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
5:20
Dan.
5:26 was the vernal equinox, right?
Was it?
Yeah. That's when the sun is active, right over the equator.